Here's the thing. The men are not doing that, but the grown boys are. And they are out here.
Well,
they are here.
There's that, people.
They are here, guys.
There's that, people.
The grown boys are here, and they are posing in men's clothing. They are showing up with a man's haircut and a man's bankroll. It's shapeshifter.
Y'all out here trying to act like y'all grown men. Stop it. Stop it. We see you.
They got
you shapeshifter.
Shapeshifters. They have.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fostering Life. Joey and Sonja Foster.
What's up, guys?
Where we talk about love, life, and everything in between.
Everything in between all of those topics.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
So listen, let's jump into something today.
Let's talk about
Y'all
something.
know how we do it. We just jump into something and just see where we land.
Let's see where we land. Let me tell you why. Because I don't know what's about to happen today.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact. I think I got a sneaky suspicion it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I think it's going to be good. Yeah. You know why? Because I get to start by asking you a couple of questions.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Early in the podcast, we already here. Let's do it.
I like asking questions.
All right.
So here we are.
Here we go.
So, we hear the stereotypical, I guess, or cliche-ish thing about men are chasers. Men want to be chased. They desire to chase.
Yes.
They are animalistic in nature as it relates to what they go after. They are competitive. They want it. They want the thrill, all of that of chasing.
Okay.
I have my thoughts on that.
Okay.
But I want to get from a male perspective.
Yeah.
Is this true? Like, is it genuinely absolute? Is it an absolute, definite, definitive?
Okay.
Any other word I can
yes.
put on there? Is it true that men are chasers, or men want to be chasers, men desire to be chasers, and they are out of place when they're not chasers?
That's a great question that I don't have an answer for. So, next podcast, no, but that's actually an interesting question. When you think about it, I think, as you stated, like, generally, it's known that men are chasers. So what I'll say is this. I won't lump everybody into the same category, but I will say that there are a great number of men that get that we get our thrill, we get, even in some cases, identity from chasing, right? So let's talk relationally, right?
Okay.
So in a relationship, if a man is not chasing, to him, that thing or that person is not worth catching. So a man should be chasing, right? I know we live in a culture where you go on social media and it's like, there's this new trend where women are proposing to men.
The women are proposing.
Women are fed up.
Proposing. Women are like, I'm tired of waiting on you. You're too slow, dude. You're just too slow, bro. Like, I got to do this for you.
They're fed up with this waiting
So
thing.
they're literally not just saying, hey, babe, don't you think it's time for us to get married?
Right.
No, they are going out, getting the ring.
They're
like, how do you
rings.
go to Kay's Jewelry and say, hey, I want to shop engagement rings for a male?
Women are legit out here buying rings.
What do an engagement ring for a male looks like? Like, is it the band? I don't know. Right. But they are literally going out, getting on their knees with an engagement ring, with the whole proposal with the flowers in the heart kind of thing, and doing the thing.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? So I think we'll get in trouble. But something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. I'm going to be honest with you. Something's wrong with that. Let's be clear. Men, we're talking about chasing. So the Bible says, the Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, right?
Yes.
So that means the men should be the pursuer. So there's a large portion of men that value the pursuit.
Okay.
They find identity in the pursuit.
Okay.
So be clear, men in our most primal nature should be chasing. Relationally, we're talking relationally right now.
Okay.
We should be out looking for our wives. We should be out looking for the girl. We should be on the, if you're single if you're single and you're sitting around waiting, listen, bro, let's talk straight. You're a single man out here and you think that the woman of your dreams is just going to come knock on your door and say, hey, I've been waiting. No. You have to go get her. She doesn't know. Just like this woman to my right. She didn't know.
Oh, boy.
The blessing that was waiting on the other side of her yes. Come on, somebody.
Okay, but here's the thing. Are men actually looking for their dream? Or are they looking for their fantasies?
Well, that's a great question.
Or is it all intermingled into one? And now they're looking for someone that does not exist. It only exists in the world of pornography, or in the world of perversion, or in the world of unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
You know, I think that is a real reality. Yes, what you're saying are true,
For
and
men?
I totally.
You're saying for men?
Yes, and I totally agree with yes. They should be in pursuit of a woman that they desire to be with, outside of what everybody else think, outside of social media,
Sure.
outside of church. You know, because some people marry because of church expectations and what church want them to do, and some people marry because you look good on my side at the business networking event. Like, we should be looking at what really makes us happy.
Right.
You know, that's the reality.
Absolutely.
But the question is, are we healthy enough to know what makes us happy?
Right.
Or what makes us happy? Are we healthy enough to have a healthy pursuit of something? You know, whatever that's making us happy.
Sure.
Is it a healthy happy? You know, or does it feed our ego? Do it feed our greed? Do it feed our pride? Do it feed, you know, our insecurities of trying to prove to people? Like, I got a whole bunch of stuff in my mind.
I would say, when you talk about men, I think in general, both men and women, we do have what we oftentimes talk about, a lopsided list, right? We have certain things that we're kind of looking for.
Right.
Some of those things are legitimate.
No, yeah.
And others of them are not. So I think that's true. I think that's real what you just said. But I also believe that there's a good number of men who are legitimately looking for what, and it might not necessarily, they have something in their minds and they feel like the person that I'm going after is gonna be this.
And you feel that they should be the aggressor. And
I feel like they better be the aggressor.
Ooh, okay.
If they really want what they say they want.
Explain that. Why they better be, like, or should be, or.
Yeah. Because if a woman does the chasing, she'll be chasing for the entire relationship. It is not in a woman's nature. This is the gospel according to me.
Wow.
It is not in a woman's nature to be the chaser. Now, here's what I will say. That does not mean that women should not be active as it relates to, relationally and things of that nature. You got to put yourself in position to be found. Okay,
they should be active.
Yeah, you should be active. Okay. A brother should know whether or not there's some interest there.
I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%.
I absolutely, yeah.
But you should not be. There's another thing. There's showing interest, and then there's chasing. Women should show interest. Men should do the chasing.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Women should show interest. Men should do the chasing. So a man should be the one to say, let's go to dinner. A woman should be the one to make sure he knows that it's okay for him to come. It is
possible that I may say yes if you ask, but you got to ask.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
I think a large part of it is on the woman, in most cases, to make sure, to do her best to make sure that the environment is right, so that he knows that it's okay to come and approach me.
I mean, because women have a way of setting environments without being overly anything.
100%.
Absolutely. Just like any woman in their house, she sets the environment for her house. She sets the temperature, aroma, scent, however way you want to put it. She sets how that house is. She sets how that atmosphere is. Yep. So I think, a lot of times I think women kind of underestimate themselves as it relates to how much control or influence they have in the dating pool. Okay. One of those in which is not just sexual, because obviously we know that we hold the cards with that. Well, no, that's not obvious, but that's another episode. one of the cards we have, of course, is sexual. And the second is our presence, our investment into creating the atmosphere that we want. Like we have a certain thing about us that maneuvers how things feel.
Absolutely. And I'm saying to utilize that when it's I'm saying that there's absolutely nothing wrong with utilizing that when there's an individual that you might want to know more information about. You might want to get to know this person.
Yeah.
The guy needs to know that it's okay to. So let's give a real life example.
Okay.
Right. So when I saw you and I was chasing after you, right? So I did my background research. I need to find out what's going on.
Right.
Fellas, how many people out there have done background information?
You did your background.
I asked everybody. So I'm asking questions, right? So when they got back with the information and all of that, now I know everything I need to know. Mm-hmm. She is single. Okay. So that means now I need to gauge her interest in me. Mm-hmm. I have to pursue that because who knows? You might not even be thinking about me. Men, we're thinking about women almost all the time.
Almost all the time. Almost.
Well, 98.9%. Women, I don't know. I'm not a woman, never been one, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is now I got to go find out whether or not this environment is something. So now I got to have a conversation with you. Yeah. And in that conversation, you can let me know whether or not this is something that I need to be pursuing or not. Because ladies don't know. Because a lot of times, here's what we hear. Men, they're not out there. They're not hollering at me. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And I'm here to let you know. Let me look in the camera. Ladies, I'm here to let you know that I don't know if you know this, but a lot of men struggle with rejection. And I think it would go a long way to make it an easy entrance for a conversation. Now, I'm not saying that y'all start dating this, that, and the third. But what I'm saying is a man oftentimes does not say anything because he doesn't want to hear no. Now, there's a lot of things that might influence that. And sometimes you may have to tell them no. But what I'm saying is that same influence can be used to let somebody know it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to come on in. It's an eye wink. It's a smile. It's a little something.
Yeah.
It's something that can be done.
I think the frustrating with women is like why it has to be like, okay, so, and not to compare what men go through versus what women go through. It's a different world. It's apples and oranges. Women struggle with rejection. Men struggle with rejection. But it's sometimes we look at it, it's like, why are you struggling with rejection? Ain't no, you know, like I should be struggling with rejection. I've had this happening. You got, and you have some males that, claim to struggle with rejection or even act like, not even claim because they may not say it, but they kind of act like they kind of struggle with rejection. And it's like, is it rejection or is it pride? Because, nobody never rejected you. I'm just saying, like who has rejected you to make you struggle with rejection? Now you in therapy. Why are you in therapy? Like I'm just being the devil because as devil's advocate, to where it's like, is it pride? To where you can't hear no, not saying that the woman should not, present an atmosphere to where if you're really interested, don't be going around here acting like you're not. Mm-hmm. Set standards, let them know that they're not your world to where you can't function without them, but still like, hey, yes, there could be something there. I don't know, whatever the case is, but, I want you to keep trying. And, so it's like, but sometimes it can get frustrating with women trying to figure that out, trying to figure out, listen, is this really him? Do I really have to cater to his past or his,
I think so.
I'm talking about, is it valid? Mm-hmm. Is it a valid hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. Like, yeah, my last relationship. My last relationship, I went through a lot and she hurt me. But dude, you was cheating on her. Like, why are you so hurt? Mm-hmm. And you was the one that was cheating. Yeah. So is that a valid? You get what I'm saying? Can be.
I think, and both sides, of course, will have that argument. Is it valid? He would say, this guy that's pursuing, is it valid for her to have that? She can definitely say the same thing. what I'm saying is an individual with pure intentions.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't account for the crazy.
Okay.
The
No, he has
crazies
pure.
are out.
He has pure intentions.
The crazies are out, y'all.
He is hurt.
Yeah. No. I'm saying the people with pure intentions, the woman with pure intentions and the man with pure intentions.
Okay. Yep.
The atmosphere has to be set. He should be chasing. He should be pursuing. He should be sparking conversation. He should be buying roses. He should be whatever those things are. Now, the reason that matters is because it sets the tone of their entire relationship.
Yeah.
And I question whether you ladies, you should question the man's ability to lead if he cannot pursue. You should question that, because what's going to happen when life calls for him to be a leader? He needs to be able to even if it is pride, put pride aside and do what needs to be done. He needs to be able to look someone in the face and have a conversation that might be tough, even if it does lean into some of his past, whatever. Yeah. So these things are important. That's why it's scary for me for a woman to be down on one knee and proposing to a man. You will never erase that out of it. And I don't know, maybe y'all can write in and tell us some, but I don't know any relationships that has been the norm, and that has been the way in which it's marriage. That has been the way in which it started and is working. It doesn't work long term because that's not the way it's supposed to be. All right.
It's kind of hard pressed for me to believe that if he's not leading in the pursuit, in the dating process, that he's going to lead in the pursuit in the marriage process. Like if
he's not going to do it.
Everything is always mirroring something else. Mm-hmm. Something that's always telling of something else. It's always explaining or interpreting something else farther down the line that needs to be, that will be explained farther down, farther along. So it's like, I think the pursuit is telling, like, hey, his ability, his his drive to be the leader of the pursuit in other areas of your life. So a lot of times women, we get frustrated because we feel like we have to be the man. We have to set the plan. We have to do all of these things. He's not leading in this. He's not leading in that. Well, have you ever led in it? Have you ever led other than trying to get you in the bed? Like, other than that.
Has he ever led other than trying to get you in the bed?
Like, has there ever been a lead? Have you ever seen leadership in him in any other area other than trying to get you under the sheets?
So the question becomes, is leadership something that women look for?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, hands down. I don't care how educated she is. I don't care how articulate she is.
You think so?
I don't care how strong she is.
This is interesting.
I don't care how dominant she brings off or type A personality. Mm-hmm. No woman wants to be in a relationship and lead. Not one woman. I don't care. She has 10 degrees. Mm-hmm. When she gets into that relationship, she wants to be the damsel in distress. What she
wants to have a soft life.
Yeah, she wants to be soft.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the damsel in distress, because ladies get turned off by go-getters like, I'm not a damsel, but then I don't want to be the Superman either, and a lot of times, of course, men say, oh, okay, she want to do her thing, so on and so forth. No, she knows what it takes to succeed. She knows what success looks like.
So then here's another question I have for you, since you're asking me questions.
Okay.
You just stated that women, generals now.
Generally speaking.
Generally want to be led.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is, do women know how to be led by a man? And where did they learn it, if they know how?
I think that is an innate skill, but I do not think it has been a nurtured skill, because what most women have seen, they have never seen a woman being led by a man, because there haven't been a man in their life that was worth following, whether it was their father, whether it was their mother's significant other that did all kind of things, and they've seen a single mom raise the family on their own. Like, unfortunately, there's not many healthy examples of males leading families in the family dynamic.
Okay.
especially in the African American community. There's not many examples, you know. So you're trying to pull from maybe Uncle Joe, he kind of, whomever, and it's like you're trying to find this, like, listen, man, I want to lead. There's an innate drive to follow, this is this thing of like, hey, lead the family, lead the family, lead the family, lead the family. And it's like, I don't think that has been nurtured enough. So there's been opportunities that women have gotten, and there has been men that was ready to lead and ready to step up and so on and so forth. It's like, so that is a question, like, hey, how do I now, after I've lived 38 years of my life, leading my own life, leading my own family, leading my extended family, leading in the church, leading in the job, leading in, and then now how do I, after 48 years, it depends on how long, you finally get that man that is ready and want to lead. Like, how did that look? That's the real conversation.
So, and that's why, and that's the reason I asked that question, because you and I, we sit with couples all the time.
Yeah.
And if we would not have been doing this, when you talk about coaching and with couples and mentoring marriages and all that, if we hadn't been doing this, I would be of the understanding that women 100% desire to be led. I'm not there. Just from some experience I've seen, not personal experience, but just with couples, I'm seeing a lot of women who are substituting this idea of being led, or I'll say it like this, who are interpreting, there you go, I'm seeing a lot of women who are interpreting being led with being weak. And I don't want his money, I can get my own. I don't need his, I can get my own, and you can, and praise the Lord. I think that's amazing. But what I'm seeing is that while it may be, I agree that it may be innate, but not nurtured. I think that's powerful. At the same time, I don't know what to do with the tension that's to be held between I'm a go-getter and I lead everything. And you're saying when they come home, they don't want to lead everything. But I'm saying, where's the work to be done to make it to where, okay, I'll say it like this. All right.
I think I get where you're going. Okay.
So you're a go-getter, right?
Okay.
Businesses, author, whatever, mentorship, traveling all over the world. You left me for 3 days.
Are we really going to talk about that?
I'm very petty. You left me for 3 days and I didn't know what to do. So, traveling, doing all these different things. And I think that's amazing. I think your vantage point is you lead with the example that you've seen. You can do that and have done that. I'm saying that there's a lot of women out here that for them, being led seems like getting permission to spend money, seems like getting permission to purchase this.
But that is because they've seen it done in an unhealthy way.
100%.
And it's always a reason why, or haven't seen it done at all. So it's always a reason behind why it is people think how they think. Nobody just thinks anyway. It's always a reason. So it's not a necessary. I'm an advocate for women. You don't
say.
She's so fresh.com. She's so fresh.com. Check it out. I think, from my honest opinion and observation, that it's not a matter of being weak versus a matter of not being safe. So when it is that I take off this superwoman, cape, when I take that off, am I in a safe place? Am I in a safe place where you're not going to try to control me? That you're not going to try to, take advantage of my softness. Yeah. Can I be soft with you and you not take that as it's your opportunity to show how that is a very real place that a lot of women is trying to figure out, like, hey, is this guy going to take advantage of me submitting to him and submitting to his manhood? You know?
I think, and that's also, I agree with that. I think that's real. But I think there are certain terms that we're using, and we're assuming that people have the correct understanding of these terms. And what I'm suggesting is, while what you're saying is true, just like a man doesn't always have the understanding of what it looks like to lead, because leadership is not dictatorship.
Yeah.
Leadership is servanthood. So if I'm saying, man, you're supposed to be the chaser, you're supposed to lead, you're supposed to be the initiator, I'm saying that from a place of a definition that some guys don't have. And you're saying that it's possible to guard some of that willingness to be led because of, things, because of a lack of trust in a person's ability to handle that vulnerability. I'm saying there are women that don't want to be led, don't want to submit. They want to come into this thing, right? And even though we understand the Bible talks about mutual submission and one should submit to another. So without turning into a Bible study, what I'm saying is there are women, by and large, I'm willing to say this, by and large,
okay.
Yes.
Wow.
That desire to be led when they want to be led.
Well, I think that's the culture.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's a man-woman
thing. I'm talking about women, because
I think
now you can speak to the men.
I think that is the culture that we live in, to where everybody wants to do what they want to do when they want to do it.
Sure.
And I think so. As it relates to women, I think that is an acquired perspective. Because of some, how they talk about evolution or whatever the case is. But anyways, how things mold is according to its environment. Yeah. So an apple 1,000 years ago don't look like that same apple, because it has to be able to survive in the climate and survive in the atmosphere that it's been placed in. So as it relates to women, a lot of times the things that is happening within us is all about evolving to a place to where we can survive. So if the temperature, I think
that's fair.
So if the temperature is, hey, I gotta be this strong, dominant, a personality, woman, in order to survive in this environment, in this culture, that is what we're going to be, because we are very chameleon-like, because that is a gift that God has given us, to where we can be kind of all things to all people, because that is who we are. In any atmosphere, anything, we help the environment. We whatever it is, where there is a lack, we help, we fill that gap. That is who we are. That is who we are created to be. God has created us to be. So when it comes to so we need, in this culture, we need more strong women.
Okay. We
need more dominant women. We need more very vocal, aggressive women, because the men are not, for the most part.
Okay.
I think that's so. You get what I'm saying, and not to say that the women are only like that because of men, because God has placed leadership in women as well. So please don't hear that I'm not saying women shouldn't be leaders, and the only reason we are leaders is that the men are not being leaders. No, I'm not saying that at all.
We're just stepping up.
You don't believe in women leadership? Read the Bible. But Old Testament, New Testament is in there. But however, what I'm saying is, because of the lack, we are filling the gaps.
Okay.
And a lot of times I think it's kind of looked like a over, correction because of the need.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. I do think that there's been an overcorrection, but I do think just because there has been an overcorrection, that doesn't mean that it's not warranted. Because we got to be fair. We got to be fair with a lot of what's happening in culture today as it relates to men. Men grow up from whatever age, the first thing we start watching is TV, BET, MTV, VH1, whatever, right? So what do we start doing? It starts developing an appetite in us at a young age for a certain thing, whether that's money, cars, cribs, or clothes, whatever, right? Or a specific type of woman, and what the temperament of that specific type of woman is. So if all I do is watch hip hop videos and whatever growing up, then I'm looking for a woman that's gonna basically serve me. You know what I mean? Or be whatever I learned to objectify her. Right? So from a young age, I'm just talking about men for a moment. Since I just defended the men, I'm coming back And let's be holistic with it. Like, so from a young age, I've been taught to objectify women, right? So now I get to an age of relationships and I'm grown now.
Yeah.
So now when I start looking for a woman, if I'm not healed, if I'm not fixed, if I hadn't sat on somebody's couch or somebody's altar, what ends up happening is I start looking for that. Yeah. And when you start looking for that, that's why you go back to the fantasy piece. Like, that person is on TV.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
She's in a video. She's playing a part of a script. Yeah. So
that you've imagined, that you've interjected the personality, that you've injected day-to-day life with this person.
Exactly.
Imaginary person that looks, that talks, that feels, that all of these things. Right. And it's like this person does not exist.
So let's talk about the expectations then. So expectations that men have on women and then women have on men. So men have expectations on women, whether it be married and or dating, searching, all of that stuff. And one of those, I think, almost unspoken expectations is something we just talked about, is that ability to kind of, we're saying be led or be submitted. Mm-hmm. But it's that ability for us to be the ones that kind of set things out and then you kind of follow. Like, that doesn't sit right.
But the thing is, it's like a lot of men, they from what I'm hearing now in this culture, they're running away from that.
Yes, that's where I was going. That's exactly
they
where I was
don't want to be the leader. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be that. That's too much pressure. Why in the world will I get married? Why would I take on that type of responsibility where I'm leading an entire family and responsible for this and responsible for that? Like, they're not. And
here's the thing: the men are not doing that, but the grown boys are, and they are out here.
Well,
they are here.
There's that people.
They are here. Guys.
There's that people.
The grown boys are here, and they are posing in men's clothing. They are showing up with a man's haircut and a man's bankroll. What is shapeshifter?
Y'all out here trying to act like y'all grown men. Stop it. Stop it. We see you.
They got
you shapeshifter.
Shapeshifters. They have muscles.
We found them. Okay.
They have muscles. They have money. They have means, but they don't have
manhood.
They don't have manhood, and they don't have the mind of Christ. And here's what's happening, and this is why these types of conversations are important, because we can just talk straight.
Yeah.
And here's what's happening: women are, all right, let me say it like this: women or your wife is oftentimes a mirror of your behavior. Your wife is oftentimes a mirror of your behavior. Now, there are some outliers.
Wow.
And some people are just crazy. It is what it is. On both sides.
Yes.
Generally speaking, a woman is generally raised with the idea that she wants to be married. Again, like we said, she wants to be in a committed relationship, led, kids, white picket fence, dog outside. Generally, men are generally raised to be men, maybe not fathers. Men, maybe not husbands. What does that mean? I'm raised to be a man, so I know to go get money because I got to survive. We're raised to survive, not to nurture most often. Yeah. So what the expectation that men have on women is that we want you to follow us no matter what we're doing. And if you don't follow us, then I can't be with her because she's too outspoken.
Yeah.
She got too much to say. And I ain't got time for it. Everything is a problem. It's like, it's a problem because it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also think that a lot of times men are looking for their mamas in a stripper's body.
Lord Jesus.
You know, not the leader part of the mom, but the nurturing part of the mom.
You looking for a nurturing stripper. Hey, baby, just take out the
And
shirt.
listen, if you're stripping, I just know I'm not talking about the stripper right now. I believe the Lord's going to get you, clean you up, and really show you the way that you should be going. And there's no value.
Let's talk about
in
the
that.
men
You know,
looking for
I
the
really believe that. So again, I'm an advocate of women. So if that is you right now,
I just want to know
and
where
if you are stripping, I am dead serious.
Where are they stripping
God
at?
has something greater for you. However,
the daycare.
but the man, that is what he wants. Not all of them, of course.
Right.
You know, but I think that's the thing. He wants this idea of you can lead as long as you're not trying to challenge me. You lead in the areas that I want you to lead in.
Yep.
As long as you don't challenge me to the point to where you're trying to make me change.
Yeah.
And, you know, but that nurturing part, man, that he longs for, or he has experienced within a mother growing up, I believe that a large part of that is wanted, you know, out of their woman too. And it's like, well, the woman is not as difficult, I would say, as it relates to relationally of what we're looking for. We want someone that is able to lead us.
Yeah.
Period.
And I think that there's something to that.
And if you cannot lead us, that is when the problem comes in. If you still trying to lead me and you're not worth leading.
Yeah.
Now, why in the world did you get with anybody
That you don't feel like.
that you don't feel can lead you or worth following?
He fine.
He fine. He
got
cute. He got some money. He got goals. He has, ambition. He got a network. He got a circle we can work with. We look good on Instagram. We can do our thing, power couple, whatever, black love, whatever, whatever their motive is, or my time clock is clicking. I'm 38, I'm 29, or whatever that number is. So I need to be settled down, having some kids. I need to have some kids with somebody that look worth something. You in your mind, it's like all of these things, and it's like you should have never.
It should have never been a conversation.
I
think, and here's where I think the ladies get in trouble, is because this is gonna make. Watch this. This is where women. Let me look into the camera.
Okay.
Women, this is where you get in trouble. Your problem is you go into all of this empowerment stuff. You're getting built up. You're getting information. You're getting revelation. You're getting inspiration. And then you leave and you go look for somebody who is not even interested in any of those Asians, because while there is an innate chromosome to be led in women, there is also another innate chromosome that's, I think, is in a lot of women. And that innate chromosome is sometimes women have a bad appetite when it comes to picking men. And here's the thing. You don't want that guy because he's corny. You don't want that guy because he's not I know which one you want. You want him. You want Henry. Henry will be in jail in 30 days. I like Henry. Now here you go. With all of this inspiration, all of this revelation, you come from the She's So Fresh conference. You've been empowered. They done lay hands on you. You're oily. All of that stuff. And you leave and go to Leroy. So now you want to turn Leroy. I'm sorry, Leroy. You're trying to turn Leroy into a leader. It's like, can you do me a favor? Can you take what you know, and do me a favor and say, you know what, this person is not lining up to be the type of person that I want to lead me.
Yeah.
And then we will stop some of this I didn't know, you knew. Some of this, and the reason I'm saying this is because it's a real thing. And I'm saying, he never showed you he was going to be a leader. Like what did he start off leading? Like, did he lead you in prayer like in the beginning? He won't come to church. He never came. You married him not coming to church. You married him with no relationship, no regard, no desire to have a relationship with God. And then now you get married. Now, because you serving on 18 different ministries, you like, and he don't even want to get out the house. Well, he never said. So sometimes I think women on their journey to evolve, which is a beautiful journey, I think it's important that as they are evolving, they got to let their appetite evolve too. And that'll stop some of this. Sometimes people are shapeshifters and they fool you and you get into a relationship or a marriage and then they turn into whatever. So I think some of this, we got to not only just evolve spiritually, but we got to evolve in our appetite. And we need to start liking some of the things that we may have found corny in another season.
God, change our appetites. I'm with you when you're right now.
All right. Well, hey,
I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right.
I think you're right.
There's nothing I can say about that. That is true. And I think one of the things that we have to understand that is leadership has to be wanted.
Yep.
Yep. It can't be forced on anyone. It can be trained. It can be inspired. Mm-hmm. But most of all, it has to be wanted.
Yeah.
Because it's a great responsibility. It's a great weight.
Yeah.
And if they're not ready, male or female, because I do believe that male and females have their lanes in which they lead well in.
Absolutely.
And if you work it right, it's a beautiful thing to lead together.
Yes.
So you can have that balance, that beautiful balance, what God created. But it has to be wanted.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, listen, y'all. This was another episode. We got into it on this one. Share this with somebody. Can you do us a favor? If this has added value to your life, share this with somebody. Just tell them to check this conversation out. And while you're here, right after this, go straight to joeyandSonjaFoster.com.
Absolutely.
Get our book, Lovers and Friends.
We can have conversations like this because we're lovers and friends.
Hey.
And that's just what it is. We just let down our hair and we talk about all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, we're lovers and we're friends.
What you say?
And this thing works beautifully.
100%.
So we want y'all to get the book.
Yep.
Go to our website, get the book, get 5 of them and send it out to those that are engaged, married, or just like, listen, I'm ready to jump back into the dating pool and I want to make sure that I got this thing right.
Yep.
Go check us out. We would love that, guys.